everyone, how's it going? It is your pal Sal here. Welcome back to my channel, and more importantly, welcome back to our Cher discography journey. So this is our second official video of the year in 2021. It's just crazy, but I couldn't be more excited to be here today because today we're officially tackling when Cher went solo. She was still part of Sonny and Cher. She did it all back in the day, but this was her first solo effort. This is her first solo album, and it is called All I Really Want to Do. So this album was released on August 30th of 1965, only a few short months after the Look at Us album had come out, and it only spawned, well, first off, the album charted at number 16 on the Billboard 200, so for a solo debut, that ain't half bad, and it only charted, or only spawned one single, but it was a bop. It was a cover, a Bob Dylan cover of All I Really Want to Do, and it charted at number 15. This was at Cher's first, her first single was a pretty good hit. Now, from what I learned, from some information that I've gathered, is that Cher did have a solo single that was credited to her Bonnie Jo Mason, tagline that she had a few, years before with, the Caesar and Cleo and all that stuff. But this is Cher's first official, album. And one of the cool things about this one for me is that I actually own this album on CD. I got this a few years back at a disc replay in Chicago. It combines the first two Cher albums on one little compact disc. So obviously out of this album, I know All I Really Want to Do because Cher does it live in her concerts, and it's a classic. And the other song on here that I know, because like I said, I've had this CD for years, and I've had it imported into my iTunes, and I must have at some point at a stage in the game tried to listen to it. I don't really know when, because I do know Cher's cover on here of the song I Go to Sleep. I remember hearing that very vividly. And do I know it? Nope. Yeah, that's all I know off of this album. So I'm excited to experience this one with you guys. I mean, this is Cher being just Cher, and I couldn't be more excited to tackle this with you guys. So I think without further ado, the best thing to do would be to get started. So we begin with track number 1. Let me move my notes real quick. And here we go. This is track number 1, Cher's first ever solo single, All I Really Want to Do. Let's do it.
Now I ain't looking to compete with you. Beat or cheat or mistreat you. Simplify you, classify you. Deny, defile, mystify you. All I really wanna do is, baby, be friends with you. Baby, be friends with you.
Okay, so that was All I Really Want to Do, and I just say every time I hear this song, I mean, it's always so nice to hear it. I mean, it's little baby Cher. What I find so funny, and this just goes for any singer versus from back then to what the singers we have now, is that this sounds like, I mean, she was only what, I think 18 or 19 when this came out, maybe, or I forget the exact timing, but she sounds so mature, she sounds like a lady versus, again, people that come out today that, don't sound like they're human. And I love the fact that she sounds like this. And then the fact, when you hear her do it, later, in the farewell tour, it's much different, but you still love it. It's such a fun song. I think my personal little tidbit of information I love with this is that when the Cher show, the musical based on Cher, pre-Broadwayed in Chicago, there was a cut scene. This only made it for the first few previews in Chicago, and then they cut it. But they included this song in the musical originally, and it was when Cher was moving in with Sonny. And before Cher and Sonny were together, he was like, "Look, I don't want anything with you. We're just gonna be roommates." And they used this song, and Sonny sang it to Cher, and it was the most adorable thing. It's kind of sad it got cut, but for timing, I get it. But this is just such a good song. I mean, it's the beginning of Cher, so I love it. Track number 2, I Go to Sleep. To me. Okay, so that was I Go to Sleep. And like I said, I've heard Cher's take on this before. So obviously this song is a cover. I just looked up who it's originally by, and it looks like the first people who recorded it, they were a band by the name of the Applejacks. I like the cereal, so I stand their name. And this song has been covered many times. I don't know if I've ever actually heard another cover of it, but just knowing Cher's, I think it's a very pretty song, you know, having to go to sleep to, you know, be near the one you love. It's a little deep. I don't know if this, maybe I would need to hear the original to hear how it's originally executed. It's fine, I think, as the Cher version goes. The one memory that does stick out in my head, though, with this song is that I don't know when this was, but it was a few years ago. Miss Celine Dion was doing an interview, and she was talking about how much she loves Sia, and she's like, Sia has this song that I love. It's called I Go to Sleep, and I go to sleep, sleep. And I was like, I remember when I watched that interview, I was like, Celine, I don't think that that's Sia's song. But nonetheless, we do like it, and it's good. Track number 3 is called Needles and Pins. This is our first original piece, because this one was written by Mr. Sonny Bono of Sonny, and you know, well, you get the drift, you're here with me. So anyways, here's Needles and Pins, so here we go. We love a little guitar.
Saw him today. I saw his face. It was a face I loved, and I knew.
Oh wait, I like this.
Run away. Needles and pins.
Needles and Pins, baby.
Because of all my pride, the tears I gotta hide. Hey, I thought I was smart. I put it hard. Somebody stop now. Stop those needles and pins.
Stop those needles and pins.
Oh, stop 'em now. Stop those needles and pins.
Okay, that was Needles and Pins, and before I go on and tell you what I thought, I might have given you guys some slightly wrong information. So it looks like, while I was right, Sonny Bono did write this song. It's credited to another songwriter as well, and it looks like this song was originally released in, yeah, so 63. So technically Cher's version is a cover. Looks like a lot of people, it says like literally the following people have recorded this song: The Searchers, Smokey and the Ramones, Del Shannon, Gene Clark, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Stevie Nicks, and Crack the... So, okay, so this is, I'm sorry for the false information I presented, but, so this would have been well known when it came out. But I think it's a cute song. It just, Cher's talking about, she saw this guy and she's starting to feel something, and she's referring to that feeling as like needles and pins because it hurts, but like, but she kind of likes it, but she's like, just stop it, just stop it. So it was cute. I did like that it had like a sense of like a, because I was, it's like, you know, the Phil Spector type sound, and then there's like the Motown-y sound, so it definitely fits with the time, and I did like it. So I'm going to put a like next to it, and I did enjoy it. Track number 4, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, which is another Bob Dylan cover.
It don't matter anyhow.
Anyhow.
Ain't no use to send wonder where, babe.
Oh wow.
If you don't know by now, turn it on your light, babe.
That doesn't sound right.
On the dark side of the road, that's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright. It's alright, don't think twice.
Don't you think twice?
It's alright.
Okay, that was Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, and I gotta say, as a song, I wasn't really all that into it. I did like it lyrically. I like how she was talking about, like, to this lover that she has, like, you know, you may think all these things, but, like, you know, I know we're breaking up, but, you know, don't think twice, it's alright, cool, move on, you're moving on, I'm moving on, we're good. I wasn't very happy with Cher's vocal delivery on this. There were some parts where she sounded a tad strained, and I didn't love that. I didn't really like it all that much. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Again, a few re-listens, we'll see where it goes, but I don't think that this was Cher's best. It's just in a few choice notes, I was like, ooh, we couldn't, because I obviously, you know, with this being recorded in the 60s, they couldn't do much, they couldn't do anything to edit it or, like, change it, but they could have, you know, well, then again, they were limited on time, too. They could have maybe redone the vocal take on a few of the notes here, but it's fine, it's cool, but, yeah, not my favorite. Track number 5 is called He Thinks I Still Care, and this is another cover. This one was originally, it was written by people named Dickie Lee and Steve Duffy, and it looks like the first version of it to come out was by an artist named George Jonas. I don't know him. Nice photo he has on the single cover work though. But this is He Thinks I Still Care, so here we go. Okay, so far I'm liking the vibe.
Just because I spoke his name somewhere, just because I rang his number by mistake today,
Sure.
he thinks I still care.
Oh, okay.
Oh, where did he get such an idea? Just because I ask a friend about him.
I like this. I think I'm feeling this
Just
one.
because I spoke.
Okay, that was He Thinks I Still Care, and this one felt so short. So far, actually, yeah, I think it's the shortest song. On the album. You know, I actually like this one. I thought lyrically, I was like, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Cher. Because you could take this either way. Like, she really, really doesn't care, and that's cool, but she's just curious, or she really does care. I think that it has two ways you can take it. But I felt this one because it's like, you know, where she's like, just because I saw him, I felt a piece. It's just because I accidentally called his number. He thinks I care, but I don't. And, you know, like I said, you could take it either way. I like to take it in the way of that just because she's curious doesn't mean she cares about him. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been there. Yeah, I liked this one. I'd be curious to hear some other versions because according to this, there's an Elvis version of it, which I'm always down for some Elvis. So I would, yeah. Oh my God, this is listing everybody who's covered this. Damn, so many people I also don't really know. So that's a shame. But I mean, obviously I know Elvis. Oh, Jerry Lee Lewis covered it too. So. Well done from everybody. Track number 6, Dream Baby. This is another Sonny Bono written one, and from what it looks like, this one might be an original from what I was gathering. So here we go, Dream Baby. Oh my God. This is, hang on.
He doesn't know that
I have to pause this real quick. So the backing beat reminds me so much of Do Ron Ron by the Crystals. And that's funny because, like, as we all know, and I knew this, I learned this from the Cher show, that Sonny and Cher did backing vocals on Do Ron Ron. So that's funny that it kind of sounds like that. Okay, Sonny. Hello.
Please, not like the guys in books, not really great on looks, but
Oh, a little sax. Okay, that was Dream Baby. And, yeah, fine. Again, the production parts of it reminded me of Do Ron Ron. But unlike Do Ron Ron, I feel like the song never really picked up that much momentum. And I was like, I get it, Cher, you found your dream baby. Sonny, you know, we get it. But this one I just felt like was, even though it's Sonny Bono patent, it didn't feel like it had any of his, I don't know. Because I probably should mention this. I wanted to talk about this. I recently discovered this amazing podcast called the Turn Back Time podcast. And this guy, he details Cher's, I'm so sorry I forgot his name at the top of my head, but details Cher's like entire career. And one of the things that I learned, because I'm going to listen to, like, you know, the albums and then go with each podcast episode because it's divided by years. So I listened to the Look at Us era stuff. And apparently Sonny, because like you said, he worked for Phil Spector, he took what he learned from Phil Spector and basically borderline copied it to an extent, which is fine, cool, no one's mad. But I felt like this was Sonny, because I think Sonny does have a lot of fun quirks that he himself brings in. I felt like this was all Phil Spector copy and none of Sonny, it had no Sonnyisms. So yeah, Dream Baby was fine. Nothing that I couldn't hear better anywhere else though, which is a shame, but you know, it is what it is. Track number 7 is where side B of the record would begin. So the last track was the end side, but this song is called The Bells of Rhymney, or I want to say it's Romney, or my god, I probably sound like an idiot. Well, we'll hear the song and we'll know. But this is another cover by a guy named Pete Seeger. That name sounds familiar. So anyway, here we go. The Bells of... We'll figure it out. Rhymney. Rhymney. Okay, that was the Bells of Rhymney, or yeah, I already forgot. But anyways, what I found more interesting than the song itself was the origin of it. So according to Wikipedia, and again, take that with a grain of salt, but I've got good luck. But the lyrics of this song were drawn from part of Davis's poetic work. The work was inspired by a local coal mining disaster and by the failure of the 1926 general strike with the Bells of Rhymney, right? Yeah, Rhymney. So you know what? For me, I think maybe this is a little bit too before my time to like get it. So yeah, I didn't really care for it. I mean, not to say that I really had a problem with it, but maybe a few re-listens we'll see. But I just didn't. Track number 8, or no. Track number 8 is called Girl Don't Come. It was originally by Chris Andrews or written by Chris Andrews, and it looks like the original version was by a person by the name of Sandy Shaw. I don't know Sandy. So let's just hear Cher's take on Girl Don't Come.
You wanna see her, oh yeah, but you wait.
We want to see her.
You wait and wait, girl don't come.
Girl Don't Come, okay.
The time rolls on, those minutes fly by.
That was Girl Don't Come, and I'm so sorry, but I don't really have much to say. I didn't really care for it, but I didn't dislike it, but yeah, it didn't do anything for me. Sorry. Track number 9 is called CC Blues, CC Writer. So with this song is that this one is actually a little different. It's another cover, but this song was from the 1924, so it's technically like an American songbook type song, if you will. So I feel like maybe I've heard this before? I don't know. But anyways, here we go. This is CC Blues, CC Writer. Okay.
Well, see, writer. Well, see what you have done. Whoa.
Okay.
See, writer. Now your woman's come.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going.
She's going.
To the Hilton.
To the Hilton, okay.
I know I won't get in. Lord, Lord, I'm going to the Hilton. Then I'm on the run.
Okay. You love the harmonica.
And be a good man. You know I won't be home at all. I say bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, baby.
Bye bye, baby.
So long.
So long.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Cher.
baby. Bye, baby.
Okay, CC Blues, CC Writer definitely brought out some life in this album so far for me. So I'm going to put a little like next to it because I really enjoyed that. I like Cher's delivery of it. She seemed, I mean, with this being a 1924 song, I'm sure she had heard it as a child. And I just feel like she was really, really enjoying it. And I was too. The one thing that I was listening, so according to the information on this, the story is of an unfaithful lover, which is what I was getting, commonly called an easy writer. I did not know that. And CC Writer, see what you've done, making a play on the word see and the sound easy. See easy. CC easy. Okay. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really fun, and I thought Cher delivered it really nice. Track number 10 is called Come and Stay With Me. It was written by Jackie DeShannon and was originally done by Marianne Faithfull. I like that name. So here we go. Let's check it out.
I leave behind. There'll never be another on my mind. I'll do all I can so you feel free.
Okay, that was Come and Stay With Me, and much like Girl Don't Come, I really don't have too much to say. It sounded fine, it was nice, but it didn't really do anything for me. Lyrically, this one was interesting. I like how she was begging the guy to just come and stay with her, and that they would be all these things if he would, and then it looks like he did, so that's good. I'm happy for Cher, but it didn't really do much for me. Track number 5 is called Cry Myself to Sleep. This one was written by a guy named Mike Gordon. I can't find any other info on if anyone else has done this one, so let's see. Let's see how we like it. This kind of sounds like the parts in All I Really Want to Do. Every night.
I lay my head before, and all the memories linger on. He's gone, and now there's nothing but to cry.
Okay, that was Cry Myself to Sleep, and again, I did like this one a little more than I have some of the others, but I felt like it was very similar. I felt like this song was like if you combined lyrically, I Go to Sleep, and then some of the sounds of All I Really Want to Do, and made it one song. That's kind of what this sounded like to me. I was like, I get it, I didn't love it. I liked her good vocal delivery on it. She was really into it, but other than that, it didn't do much for me. Track number 12, the final track of the album, Blowin In The Wind. This is another Bob Dylan cover. She loved Bob on this album. So here we go, Blowin In The Wind. I'm liking this one so far.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
The answer is Blowin In The Wind, baby.
How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea?
Aw, that's a pretty lyric.
And how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry?
Okay, so that was Cher's take on Blowing in the Wind, or Blowin' in the Wind, I should say. And so obviously, because I clicked on the information about the song, this is a rather popular song. I didn't know it, but I really did like it. So it turns out that this song is in the Grammy Hall of Fame. This song is listed on Rolling Stones. It's 14 on the 500 on the 500 greatest songs of all time. So maybe I need to listen to the original before I talk about Cher's version, but lyrically, I was picking up what it was putting down, and I like how it worded this right here. The refrain, the answer, my friend, is blown in the wind. So when I was hearing that, I didn't know how to describe that, but I was like, I get it. It's there. The answer is there. And then here it says has been described as impenetrably ambiguous. Either the answer is so obvious it's right in your face, or the answer is as intangible as the wind. I like that. I like that. So that was kind of what I was getting, and I really did like Cher's delivery on it. I'd be curious to hear the original version one day. Maybe not today, but it was cool to finally learn the 14th greatest song of all time. So I enjoyed that. So that was Blowin' in the Wind, a great closer to the album, and I did enjoy it, so I'm going to put a like next to it. Okay guys, we completed Cher's debut solo studio album, All I Really Want to Do. And I gotta say, I'm a tad underwhelmed. So when I embarked on this journey, I kind of figured that the earlier Cher albums were not gonna be, the most this is an album, type of thing. I knew that it was going to be a lot of covers, a lot of just here and there. But then I got excited because I was pleasantly surprised by Look at Us. I really do like that album. And there's so many good songs in there. It's Gonna Rain grew on me. Sing C'est La Vie grew on me. With this album, I did hear a couple of songs that I enjoyed, but from what I gather, the originals are probably just a tad bit better. So with this one, I could definitely tell that the one thing that made me a little sad is that I didn't realize that Sonny, while obviously he had a hand in producing it and all that, not much of Sonny's songs are on here. Only 2 are co-written by him, and to be honest, they weren't all that great. He's a better songwriter than that. And so realistically with this album, it's just really a covers album, and I don't know. I just don't feel it shows Cher as Cher quite yet. But it was nice to learn a few new songs that I did like. So out of my favorites on here, All I Really Want to Do, I Go to Sleep, Needles and Pins, He Still Thinks I Care, CC Blues, CC Rider, and Blowin In The Wind. Those are my favorites. The other ones were kind of forgettable to me. I didn't really... And granted, I know that this is a little bit before my time, but I like to think that just because it's from the 60s doesn't mean I can't or like it. But these songs, yeah, it was just a lot of filler for this one for me. And I'm assuming that for the next few Cher albums that might be the case. I'm hoping that maybe in a few of them Sonny does take more of a standpoint in the songwriting, because I do like his music. But until then, I'm kind of excited for the next Sonny and Cher album I get to, because I don't know, earlier I liked them better together, and then when Cher becomes her own Cher and she goes solo, then I'm like, I get it. But yeah, as a whole, an interesting debut from Miss Sherilyn Sarkeesian, but it didn't leave me exactly pulled. But you know, it was nice to finally take the time and listen to it. So what do you guys think of All I Really Want to Do, Cher's debut album? Let me know in the comments below. As always, do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Salvador J. Rocha, Twitter at Sal Says Stuff, and I will see you guys very soon. You have an amazing day. I always end on a pun, and this is all I really wanted to do. We talked about all I really want to do, and now that's all we're really going to do, and now you get to go and do what you got to do. Bye, guys. I'll see ya.